When I left off in Katawa Shoujo, we were just about to get out of the hospital, at least that's what it sounds like. And we're gonna start our life at a new school, so let's see how that goes. Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, a special school, that's an insult. That is what I have to say, it's a step down. Oh, okay, Hisao, don't be so condescending. I mean, I know it's not what you wanted, but there's no reason to talk down to people this way. It's just for people who have conditions that need to be looked after, which you probably are considered right now, being that you don't have a strong heart. It's not the end of the world. It's not what you think. All the students there are pretty active, in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help, in one way or another. Your father's right, and many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. I really hate that something so important was decided for me. But what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny. I'd always thought my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now, something about how I can go back to school anyway, but no. I don't say anything. The fact is that I know it's futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of it all. The hospital, the doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. Well, you don't even know what it's going to be like and you're already reacting negatively. That's probably your first problem there. You need a positive attitude, Hisao. Look on the bright side of things. You're still alive. You're still healthy enough to go back to school and get back into your semi-normal routine. You have to take things easy at first. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. That is all I can think of to get me going through this. At least I can still have something, even if it's a special school. Yeah, see, this is a little bit better. It's something. It's a fresh start. And my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. See, at the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like. See, that's better. Now at least you're thinking positively. It may not be as bad as you think it is. Ah, here we go. Oh, look at that. Holding up a patched heart in his hand. How cute. Life expectancy. The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. The gate's pompous? Well, it's a nice gate. I wouldn't say it's pompous, though. That's pretty weird judgment. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and gray plaster assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wondered if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. So I walked towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school would have, more like a park, with a clean walkway going past trees, and the smell of fresh-cut grass and all other park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. Yeah, just keep reminding yourself, positive attitude, positive attitude. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind from the leafy canopies, too big and too many for just a school. Well, we know people dorm here as well, so I'm guessing some of these buildings are for people's rooms and that kind of thing. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this is my new school, in the back of my head, it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real, or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kind of eerie. Well, maybe we came while class was in session. It makes me wish there was somebody here, so I could anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind, and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again, how they said the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color. So why am I feeling so anxious despite all this greenery? Well, it's just a theory. I mean, I kind of understand they have some colors are calming, some are soothing, some promote healing, but I don't think that's actually true. I think it's more of a placebo effect, if anything. Only after I stand in front of the haughty main building, I surprise myself by realizing why the gates bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back, even if I had no life I could return to. But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore. Feeling nervous, and with this realization in my head, I open the front door. A tall man with bad posture notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. You must be Nikki? Nakai. So, you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Mutao. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch. The head nurse asks you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Oh, should I go later? Yes, afternoon is probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Did you just leave class to greet us? And were you waiting here long? Because that doesn't seem like a good idea. Waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. I think that's true for most people. Thinking of this, I almost miss what the teacher is saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Yeah, of course, why not? Yeah, sure, I mean, isn't that normal? Of course, but not everyone likes to be the center of attention. I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the one to give the first impression of myself. Right, but it's no problem. Let's go then. My heart is pounding in my chest, and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as a classroom for class 3-3. Muto opens the door and enters. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip. This is a big step, I know that. But there isn't any point to worrying so much about it, at least not this soon. Okay, here's our first look of everyone in the classroom. I follow a teacher into the classroom and look around, partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. Yeah, actually, they don't seem that curious. In fact, most of them don't seem to really care and look quite bored, which is pretty normal of any school, I suppose. It's pretty spacious, the ceiling is unusually high, and there's a lot of space left over around and in between the desks. An entire wall taken up by blackboards and the high old-fashioned windows only makes it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I stop walking in front of the classroom and face the other students. They all look normal, like students in any other school. But then why would they be here? Well, Hisao, look at yourself. I mean, obviously someone looking at you wouldn't see anything wrong with you. They're probably like me and have something wrong with them, only it's just not immediately obvious. Then I notice that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. It's a little jarring. See, Hisao, it's pretty much just like any other class. You were getting all nervous for nothing. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking about you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. Wow, that one guy in the front looks kinda creepy, and I don't know, that guy in the back, he kinda looks like Peter Griffin. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands as if to make her invisible. There's one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? Well, that probably would make the most sense, Hisao, given the nature of the school after all. She peers at me over the rims of her glasses, then she goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kind of cute. So is a cheery looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. Are you already thinking of girls, Hisao? I mean, come on, it was just 4 months ago we had the love of our life literally give us a heart attack, and now we're looking for new girls already. Please welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hands and so does everyone else, except one girl in the first row who has only one hand. I cringe a little bit, but hide it by bowing in thanks for this applause I did not deserve. A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So, I'm Hisao Naki. And after that? My hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along well with everyone, even though I'm a new student. Well, just don't be a dick. And after that? I'm being so boring. This is exactly like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. I end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up from there. Everyone seems to be satisfied, even with what little I said. A few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It could have gone worse. I listen to the teacher as he drones on about something while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Did we take a seat yet, or are we just standing up here awkwardly? Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. That is a bit weird. Unless he said something congratulatory to the class, or I don't know. The first row girl claps on this round, with her one hand against her other wrist that ends up in a bandaged stump. It makes me feel a little bad. Just don't worry about it, dude. Stop getting so concerned about everyone. They'll be fine. We're going to be doing some group work today, so that'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Yeah, it's fine with me. Oh no, we're gonna have a choice of who to group up with? That's good. You can work with Hakamichi. She is the class representative. Oh no, I guess we get this decided for us. She can explain anything you might want to know, and who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? Alright, so I think we'll leave off here, and in the next episode we'll go see who the class representative is, and probably most likely it's gonna be a girl, I'm assuming, because that would seem to progress this game the most. Anyway, we'll see if she's actually someone we'll be able to date, and if we'll want to date her, because I know that's what this game is about. So yeah, until then, take care.